Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be all about Ezra Miller as the Flash, because it looks like he might still be the Flash according to some Warner Brothers executives, and in my opinion, I think he is gone. He's out the door. But let's discuss this a little bit because it could get really interesting. Like, there is definitely a chance that he does stay as the Flash. I think it's a very, very slim chance, but there's a few reasons why Warner Brothers would probably want to keep him. We're going to be discussing that, of course, in today's video, so let's go ahead and get started. So some major news broke regarding DC, which it seems like this is happening like almost every single day at this point, but Variety posted an article stating that Warner Brothers Discovery is keeping its options open when it comes to Ezra Miller remaining as the Flash. This is a huge red flag, guys, because you know that Ezra Miller has been in some hot water. What blows my mind is that some people at Warner Brothers Discovery think this is a good idea. Like, this is not a good idea at all. Ezra's been criminally charged, and that is just going to be a really bad look on the DCU going forward, especially because they just went out and fired Henry Cavill as Superman, which was a huge fan favorite. And can you just imagine if you fire Henry Cavill, the best Superman we've ever had, but then you keep Ezra Miller? It just makes no sense at all. And apparently the reason why they're thinking about keeping Ezra is because they've stayed out of trouble, and they've also been seeking mental health treatment, and apparently that's been going really well too. Now, I'm all for second chances and, you know, turning things around and bettering yourself, but the stuff that Ezra did is pretty serious, like some really messed up stuff. And I get it, if you're Warner Brothers, you want to keep Ezra and show that you support, you know, second chances and bettering yourself. I totally get that. And then on top of that, apparently the test screenings have been fantastic for this movie. People have been saying that this is the best DC movie since The Dark Knight, which is obviously a pretty big claim, but at the same time, they've said this with a bunch of different DC movies, so that claim doesn't really have a lot of weight to it, in my opinion. But bottom line, it does seem like this Flash movie is going to be pretty good, and Warner Brothers needs a home run here. They need this movie to come out, they need a positive reception, and they need to make a ton of money. And let's say they succeed. Let's say this movie makes over $1 billion and they make a really good profit. They're probably scared to get rid of Ezra as the Flash, because if this movie does really well like they're expecting, they don't want people to be like attached to this version of Barry Allen and then just recast him. But at the same time, I think it's going to cause a lot of problems. Like, if you keep Ezra, a lot of people are going to boycott the next Flash movie. They're going to be complaining all the time. They're going to be like, you fired Henry Cavill and you're keeping Ezra, this makes no sense. And they're obviously not going to announce whether they're keeping Ezra or not until after this movie comes out, because a lot of people are like, oh, announce that Ezra's not coming back, announce that he's fired. They are not going to do that until this movie comes out. Can you just imagine the mayhem if they came out and said, Ezra is no longer the Flash, he is done after this Flash movie? A lot of people are not going to go see the movie. They're going to be like, what's the point? It's useless. There's going to be a DC reboot with a new Flash. Why would I spend my money to go see this movie? So obviously they're not going to say anything until maybe 2-3 weeks after the movie comes out, but I think they would be idiotic to keep Ezra. Like, what if Ezra does something again in a year or two, and then what? Then we're going to be in the same spot we're in right now. Like, a person can be on good behavior and get treatment and everything, but they can also do bad stuff again. Like, history does repeat itself in a lot of cases. So I think right now is the perfect opportunity, you know? It looks like we're going to have a reboot coming for the DCU. Just get rid of them and done. You get a new Flash in the new DCU who's a little bit more comic accurate, because I always thought that Ezra Miller's Flash kind of seemed like Wally West and not as much as Barry Allen. So you can get someone and make them just a totally different character. And on top of that, it doesn't seem like any of the other original Justice League members are going to be coming back. So the fact that you're going to bring the most troubled actor back potentially is very alarming. And like I said, I don't think this is actually going to happen. Like, I think this is more of along the lines of, there's a few people at Warner Brothers that are contemplating this, but it's not like officially on the table. It's just kind of like an idea as of right now, and I do not think it's going to come to fruition by any means. So if you're worried right now and you're like, oh no, they're going to bring Ezra back as the Flash, like, trust me, it will not happen. There's probably a 1% chance that this does happen, but I would say, like, it would be just the dumbest decision ever. I think what they should do is at the end of the Flash movie, they have to somehow, you know, reset the timeline or something, and then you can just have Barry disintegrate into the Speed Force, get it done and over with, recast, get a new Flash, and everybody's happy, I think, with that ending. And I think it's just a good way to get rid of a troubled actor in this new universe that's going to be forming with James Gunn and Peter Safran. And I think that's what the DCU needs, you know? Like, they have so much baggage from all of the movies that they've produced over the last, like, 10 years or so. And if you keep a major character like the Flash, but nobody else, like, that just seems kind of weird. But anyways, that is my thoughts on the whole situation. Like I said, I do not think this is gonna happen, but there is a chance. Leave your comments down below of what you guys think about this whole situation. Do you think that Ezra is done after the Flash movie, or will Ezra continue playing Barry Allen? This is gonna be a really interesting decision by James Gunn, and, you know, if James Gunn decides to keep Ezra Miller as the Flash, I hope that James is really prepared for a lot of backlash online, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So guys, that is the end of the video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Other than that, I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.